Happy Tuesday. My God, let me turn this down. Hello. Welcome to our Tuesday show. I am Robbie, and right before we started, we had the good old double dog cam going on. We had two of them on there, but one of them said, no, it's a little crowded. So Finny chased her off there. His doggy Cam. I don't need an E. And yeah, all right. How is everybody? I am doing well. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah. I can check that real quick. Just give me 1 second, because I always got to check to make sure that I'm coming through. Oh yeah. And I'm squinting. Why am I squinting? I have this giant monitor in front of me and I'm still squinting at it. Something's not right. Probably because I've been staring at screens all day today and I'm staring at more screens. All right. Well, hello. Hi. Hi. It's weird. Let's see. I was going to respond in chat, but all of a sudden it's not. It's weird. I don't have a thing to respond to you with. So let me. No. Oh my goodness. I don't have a way to type. I don't have a blank to type in. That's not what I wanted to do. That's always something, isn't it? Always something. What about over here? Do I have a way to chat over here? And of course, taskbars. There we go. All right, that's what I wanted. Really? Technical difficulties right off the bat. There we go. No, there's no text box over here either. What the hell happened? Come on, Streamlabs. Why are you doing this? Why is my stream private? What in the world? What? I'm confused. Oh my God. It says private. Why is my stream private? It doesn't make any sense. Welcome to another wonderful, crazy. Yeah, see, I can see you guys here. Hi. Yeah, but for some reason in here it says private. Stream is private. Oh, modern technology. It's so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, look at that. I'm live on Twitch. I can see myself on Twitch. Okay, I don't know. I can't respond in my chat on the thing. I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. I will just talk then. That's what I do best anyways. Talk. Oh my gosh. So, how is everybody? Good thing nobody comes in early. Sees all this sees all my silly technology stuff. I'll have to figure out what the hell's going on. But anyway, what is happening out there in the world? It's all kinds of stuff. I don't know. We had a little election last Tuesday. I don't know if you guys saw anything about that or not. It's freaking everywhere. All the freakouts, all of the moves that are happening, all of the stuff with the Senate now. And yeah. And the incoming president is he is selecting who he's going to have as his folks. But first, he's got to get there. We'll get there for a second. I got some things. I like it so far. It's definitely not the normal people that you see. I guess we changed out dogs there. Look at there. There's Mr. Finney or Mr. Lucas. I don't know why all of a sudden the camera decided to go stupid on me, but there we go. Whee. All right. Caught him in a moment there. Hey. Oh my God. Mystery Science 3000 is so much fun. Yeah, YouTube's got like all of it. They got a constantly rotating thing going on. Like it's live there 24 hours a day, I think. Oh yeah, we're at home tonight, so we've got puppy cam. Yes, we do. All right, let's see. This is a cute thing that I saw. We've talked about this guy before, and his name's Neil. You guys remember Neil Harbison? He is the guy that rescues the dogs over in Thailand. And he has a cool video where he's got 5 dogs that they've rescued. And so this is kind of the best meeting that you can actually have. So let's take a peek. Here's Mr. Neil. Let me go ahead and I can't blow it up that way. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right, perfect. Look at that.
Now, there's a lot of bad news always in the world on any given day. I feel like it's my role to share some good news and put a smile on people's face, and wow, have we got some good news today. This is our little office where we do the adoptions from. Obviously street dogs here in Thailand, but we've got them all over the world. We've actually got our own little map up here where we put pins on, but today we've got 5.
I'm gonna go grab a water. I'll be right back.
5 have all come at once. They're not traveling today, but we're gonna tell 5 girls that they've been adopted. These are dogs who've had a really, really tough start in life. Some of them, horrendously so, from injuries to trauma to Bowie with our puppies, but I'm gonna get them all in here for a very serious meeting in the office and tell them they've been adopted.
Oh.
Now, it's a very big day. We've brought you all here for a very serious meeting. 5 girls who've had the hardest start in life imaginable. You've all had really, really serious injuries, but the news today, if you look at that map up there, you're all going to places around the world. The good news today is you've all been adopted.
Yay!
All 5 of you, well done. Now, it's obviously amazing that we've adopted these dogs. I just wanted to tell you where they're all going. They've all gone back out into their play areas. They were a bit excited by the news. 5 of them. Lovely little butterscotch here is going to the Isle.
They were all excited about the news. Nope, they were. Imagine 5 different street dogs in there. I'm sure that was quite got out of hand.
Of Skye, which is in Scotland. It's a big island just off Scotland. There's 2 dogs going to Ireland, which is for me very exciting because that's where I'm from, and that is Pipalotta, who's going to go and live. I know her holiday home is in a place called Donegal, so she's going to Donegal. Marshmallow is going to Cork in Ireland. Then let me remember this, Coco Chanel, who came in with the slash legs. She is going, unbelievably, she's going
I love his names.
She's going to go and see Brad Pitt, who we sent there already. And the last one is Bowie. Bowie, who is a husky type dog, maybe a Samoyed, needs a cooler climate, so she is going to Hamburg in Germany, which is unbelievable. Lovely weather for her there. And what we do is we've got the map up here with our little pins on it, and we're never going to fix the entire street dog problem by adopting dogs around the world, but what we can do is give those 40 dogs that we've adopted this year a much better life, and it also helps spread the message that street dogs are just as wonderful as any dogs. So unbelievably happy news. I'm especially happy for Butterscotch. She's the one I would have adopted. But 5 dogs adopted today. Best day ever.
That is very cool. See, a lot of them go to Europe. They've got some in the States. They've got them all over the place. They do get a lot of Europeans to adopt dogs, but yeah, I thought that was way cool. Uh-oh. What do we got? We got some news. Speaking of happy adoptions, we're all on pins and needles now. Okay, I'm waiting. But while we wait, this young man is from Uganda. And I've seen he always seems to be one of the first comments. And he is actually doing the same thing in Uganda, which obviously, if you watch some of the videos that he has, he definitely does not have the same kind of. Oh, my Alexa going off. So he's definitely not in the same kind of setup as Neil. So you see, he's got all kinds of doggies there. So if you see Niall's posts on there, oh, I did see something about that. Yes, I did see, like, the cat wanted to come in with them, and it cried at the door, and they sent it. Yeah. Did that get adopted? All right, we gotta look that up. Dang it. Let's look that up, because I did catch that. Let's see if the search works here on X. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. I did. Okay, yeah. I remember that because the person who did it. So, yep. If you can, this guy has a GoFundMe. He is a nonprofit. And like I said, I mean, I don't know for 100% sure that this is all legit. I've donated to him. And so it feels legit to me. And hang on, I gotta fix something real quick here. It feels legit to me, like because of the the videos that he puts out and stuff. And so I had no issues sending him some money through GoFundMe.
I'm taking this opportunity to thank everyone who have shared, commented, liked the video, donated.
It's really quiet, so
the animals see the utensils, blankets, as I updated you the previous day, plus these threats, so that they can't see again.
So yeah, he is SSEBUUFU Michael. So, and if you have Neil set up, then he will be right there in the comments. So yes, now let's look at that one. Okay, so you said, so this is the kitty, and this was the story. So this is on X. This is non-aesthetic things, which this these guys are doing their channels right. I'm not gonna. They post these things all day long. People are clicking on them by the thousands, by the hundreds of thousands. I'm not doing my channel all right at all. But anyway, we'll get it's another story. But anyway, I was returned because I wanted to sleep with my human at night, and I wasn't allowed to, so I would cry outside the bedroom door. What in the world? Now, this is a little old. This is from 22. So this was an older story, it looks like. But I did see that this person said, this cat lives under my roof now. Ellie was adopted by my friend, Clara Jo, who rents our upstairs. Ellie now gets all the snuggles. So this is actually the kitty. Oh, neat. Oh, that's cool. Nice. That's very awesome. Yeah. So Ellie gets all of the snuggles now. That's cool. Squinting, squinting. Stop squinting. Good Lord. I have some glasses around here, but they don't do any good here, so. My eyes are a little tired tonight, so that's my excuse. That's my story. I'm sticking to that story. All right, what else do we have? Oh my goodness. I can't get enough of these freakouts. Oh, did you really? Oh, cool. I'll have to look for that. I will definitely look for that. But the freakouts are getting, I don't know. Some of them are funny. They're all on TikTok. A lot of them are on TikTok. And I mean, you've got the 4B movement. You've got the people shaving their heads. You've got the okay, wait. Before we go to the freakouts, I got another one I got to show you. Okay. This is a football related thing. So let me move this over here. Okay, so this is from the. Oh, you know what? This isn't the one. This isn't the full video. All right, hang on. I got to find the full video because it's even better. Vikings. All right, let me see if I can find the full video with the, because, yep, I think. All right. Hopefully this has got the comparison too. Yep, it does. All right. This freaking dropped me. And every time I watch this video, I laugh. Like, it is just, this is the freaking craziest. Yeah, no, oh no, ow. Ow, that's gotta hurt. Shingles in your eye, ow. All right, so Vikings, this is the Vikings and the Jaguars. This was from the past Sunday. And this guy not only did this interception dance, he studied this.
Extra man comes from Minnesota. Jones launches.
Okay, so we've got NFL. I'm just going to pause a lot because that's the NFL.
End zone close.
So
This man is a Viking. It is
all right, so he's
picked up by.
So interception, and he decides, okay, I'm going to celebrate. So here is the celebration. Now, where have you seen this before? Probably the Olympics. Oh my God, this cracks me up. He does it perfectly. I still can't stop laughing.
Extra man comes from Minnesota.
He had to study this so hard. Oh my God. All right, I don't want to play that again. So you see, he's intercepted it. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look, he nails it. Every aspect of what she did, he nails it. He just nails it.
Extra man.
Oh my God. When I saw that the other day, I about lost it. I mean, I couldn't believe how he just, like, I wonder if he's been studying that. I wonder if this is his first pickoff or, let's see. Who is it? All right, so Bynum, we got to look and see how many interceptions does he have this year? Bynum, Vikings, interceptions. All right, let's see career stats. Hopefully it's got 2024. Okay, so he's got 3 interceptions. So that wasn't his first interception. But oh my God, that was so freaking funny. So funny. Just, I mean, he nailed it. I gotta watch it again because it's just that good. I don't know what the squeaks are. It just sounds like people playing basketball, but oh my God, that's too much. That is just too much, man. So freaking funny. That's hilarious. I mean, all these months after the Olympics, and she's still getting clowned. It is so crazy. All right, freakouts, because I just can't get enough of these freakouts, man. They're just, I mean, these are the same people that talk about misinformation, and yet, all right, so this one right here, this one right here, let's take a peek. Oops, hang on. Share screen. Yep. Okay. This TikTok user, and I've noticed that this shell shock person has taken the names off them, so you can't look up who they are.
So nobody's gonna do it, huh?
Now, all the people from 2016 or 2020 were told 2020 were told that, you know, election denial is a bad thing. That's a, you can't deny an election.
Nobody's gonna be like, come on, feds, do your job, investigate election fraud. Nobody's gonna be like, come on, feds, do your job. Go arrest that demagogue.
Yes, that's what exactly we should do. They should go arrest
Nobody, huh?
the person.
I mean, like, we all feel something is going down, so I don't know about you, but I know a lot of us have decided to not be as nice anymore. And I know a lot of us don't want to sound crazy, but I really don't think a cheater, you know, cheating again is that crazy of an idea.
So yeah. Let's see, what was this one?
Say, hey, something doesn't seem right here, okay? Because first off, the man is a criminal, okay? Criminal's gonna crim. That's what they do. Okay, they a 34-time felon.
Which all you know, so if you, we should go back and listen to the appellate court about that, because those 34 felonies are most likely going to be overturned. We'll see here shortly, because next week is actually the sentencing. I mean, the sentencing's coming up. That is coming up on, I think it's the 18th. And I don't think anybody thought that he was going to win. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I think we have, I did not see this. It's so now we've got another delay in the sentencing. All right, let's see this, which I didn't catch this because I didn't, you know, had to work and all that. So the judge in Donald Trump's criminal hush money case in New York agreed Tuesday to delay any decision on whether to throw out Trump's conviction based on the U.S. Supreme Court's recent, is this new? November 12th. That was today at 6:04 a.m. Today's Tuesday, so this just happened today. Okay. But both sides requested more time to consider how to proceed now that Trump is president-elect. The people agree these are unprecedented circumstances, prosecutors wrote in an email to the judge. Judge Merchan gave prosecutors until November 19th to recommend next steps. Okay. As for the people's request, people are to file with the court off calendar your view of the appropriate steps going forward. We still haven't heard from the appellate court. A jury convicted Trump in May of all 34 felony accounts, falsifying business records related. I mean, the way they did this thing was so backwards. And I mean, it was so ridiculous. Wasn't allowed to post really any kind of defense. Anyway, I mean, this was one of the reasons that he got elected, is the stuff, this lawfare stuff that they tried to do, and how everything seemed. I mean, this judge's daughter was raising money off of this, millions and millions of dollars she raised off of this prosecution. It doesn't make any sense. So, okay, so they've got till the 19th to file a legal brief from both sides. So, okay, we won't be having a sentencing coming up. That's probably a good thing. So what do we got here? So this person, back to these crazy people.
Never won the popular vote. And after a year's worth of campaigning where he and his campaign have managed to be massively offensive to damn near every single demographic of person except for straight white men, somehow gained that much popularity.
Okay.
It didn't work with enough legal.
I think the strategy of continuing to call people names is probably not the best strategy. Okay, we got, nose piercings. I don't care one way or the other, but man, this one's an odd one. They all seem to have
I'm
them
gonna put my
too.
tinfoil hat on here because something feels fucking weird, and I have avoided saying something, one, because everyone's talking about it, but I don't want to stoop to that level. But something feels fucking weird. I'm one of the people who woke up in the middle of the night of election night just feeling a weird feeling, and I spent all day Thursday with a horrible fucking headache, like sleeping all day, only waking up to throw up. And I've seen other people say that shit as well. Something is weird.
If when Obama won both times, I went on with my life and nothing really changed. And then when Trump won in 2016, I went on about my life. Now, some things changed at work. There was some work things that happened due to that. But I mean, it was still, we would have had projects. And then in 2020, when Biden won, I've gone on with my life. Stuff's gotten more expensive. There's things I don't like about what he's done, but I mean, we're still functioning. And if Kamala had won, now I don't know where it would have gone, because I live in Alaska and I work in the construction industry, and part of what we do is based on oil and gas. And so, but I mean, we still would have gone on with our lives. Whoever the president is not, I mean, it really is not going to affect you. People have been told that, all of this horrible stuff is going to happen, and just they're scared for no reason. That's the thing, is like there are systems in place to keep everything functioning. So if you're waking up to throw up because you've been so told that everything is just going to explode in your face.
And I love a conspiracy person just as much as the next, but I really do believe that something is weird going on. So I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm kind of hopeful. I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen.
So, all right. I mean, this is where we're at, it seems. It seems we are.
Schmalek.
Nope. I made it mad.
Okay,
Hang
so
on.
we could actually stop DJT from becoming elected, because if he committed schmalection rod, he did it while he was a private citizen, as did Elon, obviously. She likes to be inside my sweater. Okay, so they could.
I'm shocked that this person has a cat.
both be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law because it occurred while they were private citizens. And not just them, but anyone who was colluding with them. And because they would be accused of very serious
collusion. There's collusion.
Serious crimes such as treason and perhaps colluding with a foreign entity, things like that. It's highly unlikely that they would move forward with Inauguration Day. She's so distracting. I love her though. She's such a goob. She really just, this is her favorite thing, okay? This is her favorite.
Okay, the cat's kind of cute. I get it. The cat's kind of fun. But, oh my word. Oh, here we go. We have to trust the plan. Trust the plan.
On the night of the election, at approximately 7 p.m. Eastern, a source moderately high up within the DNC texted me, "Keep the faith," with 3 exclamation points. Now at the time,
3 exclamation points, not just 1, 3.
I read that as, "Hoorah, the polls are still open." Upon reflection, keep the faith? Maybe they didn't mean keep the faith that Kamala will pull through. Maybe they meant keep the faith in democracy, in the rule of law, in checks and balances. And I texted them today asking if we should still be keeping the faith, and they didn't respond.
Because they're like, no, we lost.
Which either means yes, and I can't tell you, or means that
it means maybe
they're sad because they just lost their job because the campaign is over. I'm keeping the faith.
Election denial is bad. You can't deny an election. So, all right. I got some more of these, but just take them in small doses. All right, let's go back to cuteness because we got to have a cute break for some of these. So this is, now you guys have been to Disney World before. All of us have been to Disney. Maybe not. I don't know. I've been to Disney World a few times. Oh, where'd it go? Come on. Come on. Where'd it go? Oh no, everything got shaken up here. Hang on. That was my reshake things back up thing, but I don't think it happened. Okay, so give me a moment. Yep, I've been to Disneyland and I've been to Disney World. I've been to Disney World a few times. Orlando's amazing. Orlando is just amazing. I mean, there's so much there. Okay, so here we have one of the cutest things I've seen. I mean, this is amazing. So here is Pluto, and this is a character meet and greet, and Pluto is getting to meet one of his biggest fans. So who is one of Pluto's? It is this man's service dog. He is so excited. I saw this the other day. I was just like, oh my good gosh. Oh.
And you're his favorite, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
That is the happiest dog in the entire world, getting to see his hero.
Where's your Pluto?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh my goodness. I saw that and I was like blown away. I'm like, that is the cutest thing I have ever seen. Just amazing. So all right, hang on. It's yelling at me. I have never, kids disappearing. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to look at that. I'll look at that later. So you see some of these people and then let's see. Oh, what's this one? All right, back to our crazy people because they're full so much fun. I don't want that. All right, what's this one?
So did anybody else also note that only the swing states flipped red? Like nothing flipped blue, but everything flipped red.
Yes. That's what happened.
None of the swing states were blue. I'm pretty sure that's like never happened in history.
I watched this. I don't remember this one all the way. I don't remember that part. How far does she think history goes back? I mean, Reagan won pretty much every state except for Minnesota. He won New York and California. Never, it's never happened in history, according to this historian here.
And why is Trump so quiet? Why didn't Elon show up to his hearing today?
So, yeah, these people are freaking out. They've got all kinds of ideas. Let's see this one.
I didn't want to give anyone the benefit of the doubt of me crying, but I've cried on here plenty of times, so let's do it again. I don't want to come off as silent in this issue, but literally, I cannot open this without getting angry or crying all over again, and every time I talk about it, I just cannot believe. Are we serious? Are we for real right now? Are we like, please, cut the cameras, where are you? Bring her out. Bring her out now.
All right. So there is this conspiracy theory going around that it's Starlink, and I thought I had saved some of those. Let me see if they're in my actual. I was in my other account and I was messaging myself, and so. So we got this one. All right, what do we got here?
That they haven't said anything yet, to be honest, because that means they're not ready to prematurely discuss what they have found. When you have the possible evidence or path to the proof of something this sinister, you have to have all your ducks in a row. And I would rather them stay quiet and get all of their ducks.
She's whispering too because we don't want anybody to hear us.
In a row than prematurely say something. Honestly, I think their silence is a good thing. And I think
Probably,
the news
yes.
stations are not picking up these stories because of what happened in 20.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's not over. If we remember 2016, there were tons of things that like everybody went, or not everybody, lots of people went, electors don't have to vote for the people that they, are supposed to. And all kinds of stuff they tried to do before the inauguration. So I don't think this is over with yet. I think there are still Washington is a screwy place. If we don't already know that. Washington is nuts. We are so far afield, and all of our agencies, and it's a mess. It is a mess. For the last 40 years, like FDA. Look at this. Nine out of the last 10 FDA commissioners have joined pharmaceutical companies after they were done being the FDA commissioner. They've all gotten high-level jobs in the pharmaceutical companies. This was on July 19th. So this happened under the Trump administration too. This happened in the first Trump administration. It wasn't just then. 9 out of the last 10 FDA commissioners, representing nearly 4 decades, 40 years of agency leadership, have gone on to work for pharmaceutical companies. The lone exception, Dave Kessler, joined the ranks of academia before eventually settling in his current position of chair of the board of directors at the Center for Science in the Public Interest. So I'm sure. So Arthur Hayes, 1981, 1983, he went to EM Pharmaceuticals as president in 1986. They got them all listed here. Frank Young, 84 to 89. He went to Braeburn Pharmaceuticals in 2013, which I'm sure, he's had other jobs. The 99 to 2001 went to Amersfoortsburg board member Johnson & Johnson for Mark McClellan. Look at that. It's just, that's our government. This is Washington. This is what, and this is just one example. One example of what the hell we're putting up with is this board of this roving board of people going from, and it's not just the FDA, it's every single thing. The farmer people, USDA people move on to being on, meat packing companies. And I hope we can change this. We have to. We've got to get the corporate influence out of everything. And then there was another video, and let me see if I can find it back here from Bobby Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., that he put out. It was after I think it was after the election. Here we go. And this is a little long video, but
that Americans
highlights
die earlier than Canadians, or most alarmingly, into the bodies of their children. And it's no coincidence that Americans die earlier than Canadians or Germans or Italians or Japanese or Koreans or Australians or most any other comparable country. And it wasn't always that way. Until the early 1990s, our life expectancy was the same or better than other developed countries.
It was.
Suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease,
Yes.
Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. Our maternal mortality rate soared to the highest of any developed country on earth.
No words. We have no words for that.
Same with infant mortality. Like the frog in the slowly boiling water, we didn't really notice as we got sicker and sicker. We've grown now to accept chronic disease conditions as normal. But now in 2020,
Yes, and then we get all the pharmaceuticals to save us from those. That and they pay for all of the media companies that we now enjoy, like the CNNs and the NBCs. Those are financed now by pharmaceuticals. That's why you have songs. That's why pharmaceuticals have songs in 2024. Like the Rebelsis song and the Wegovy song and the Ozempic song. I mean, those are three of the same damn drugs, pretty much. And they all got songs. So our marketing budgets are paid for by pharmaceuticals now.
24, we're finally waking up to this cataclysm, and we're asking ourselves, how in the world did this happen? A big part of it is our diet. Restaurants that serve contaminated food are fined or shut down. But when it's the government that approves the poisons in our food, a few people get very, very rich.
Yep, that's it.
And the toxins end up in every supermarket aisle. Let me show you what I mean.
This is one example. One example of one chemical.
Doritos, Cheez-Its, Captain Crunch, gummy bears.
It's all to make everything aesthetically pleasing.
Everyone knows that these are junk foods, so maybe you wouldn't be too surprised to see that the ingredients include a lot of poisons, including a harmful yellow dye called tatrazine, or yellow dye number 5. What you may not know is that this dye was originally made out of the sludge that's left over when you turn coal into coke for
Can you believe this?
blast furnaces. It's called coal tar, and I've actually sued many big industries for legacy contamination of coal tar all around the country because it's so toxic and it's so harmful to the environment and human beings. A century ago, it was just an obnoxious industrial byproduct that everybody was trying to figure out ways to get rid of. One of the ways that they did that was by paving roads. But then a British chemist figured out that the coal tar could be used to derive fabric dye. And if fabric dye, why not food? Food manufacturers began using it to cover up the discoloration of low-quality foods that they wanted to pass off on unsuspecting customers. They didn't know back then that this yellow dye, tartrazine, causes tumors, asthma, developmental delays, neurological damage, ADD, ADHD, hormone disruption, gene damage.
Yep.
Anxiety, depression, intestinal injuries. Well, we know it now. We've known this for decades. That's why tartrazine is heavily restricted in other countries.
All other countries, or most other countries.
In some countries, foods with tartrazine have a warning label that it may cause ADHD in children. Today, it's made from petroleum, not coal tar. Either way,
well, that makes me feel better. We're making it from oil and not coal tar.
Crazy to add this to your kids' favorite foods. It doesn't even change the flavor. This yellow dye isn't just in junk food. It's in the foods that we consider healthy. It's in everyday kids' snacks like popcorn, mac and cheese, fruits.
It's all to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. It's all to make it look brighter. I mean, if you look at Kat when she went to Canada recently and she brought back gummy bears. And you look at the difference. You buy a pack of gummy bears from the United States and you buy a pack of gummy bears from Canada. And the pack of gummy bears from Canada are all natural ingredients. And the pack of gummy bears from the States have all this crap in it, but they're brighter. And you can see a difference. You can absolutely see a difference in the brightness. But, I mean, is that really worth it?
Snacks. It's in sports drinks like Gatorade and so-called vitamin water. It's even added to chicken broth, to corn, to pickles, to mustard, and to yogurt. And so, of course, our kids get sick. And we lovingly feed them chewable vitamins, which have, surprise, tartrazine.
I'm laughing, but it's not a funny damn thing.
One of them can cause all of these problems after chemical and on and on and on. If just one of them can cause all of these problems, imagine what they're doing in combination. That has never been studied. If we took all of these chemicals out, our nation would get healthier immediately. We'd have fewer sick days. We'd have better focus. Those crucial steps forward in our...
So can we do it? Can we overcome the lobbyists? Can we overcome the corporations? Can we overcome the grip that they have on our politicians? It's not going to take just the president to do it. The president alone can't do it. He needs the Congress, he needs the House and the Senate to help. We've got to get some control back away from corporations. People love to talk about Citizens United. Citizens United comes up a lot of times when we talk about dark money in politics and everything, right? And oh my gosh, these corporations can control, you know, our elections. Well, yeah. Yes, they can. Corporate election donations. Let's see. There was a really good chart I saw, and I want to bring it up if I can find it. Give me 1 second. I might have to go look at X. Yeah, I can't find it online. Of course you can't find it online. Of course you can't find the chart on Google, which shows, you know, which shows all of the different people, how they donated. You're not going to find that, you know, that's not going to be one of the first things that pops up on Google. Oh, heck no. No. All right, let's see. I know it's going to pop up here pretty. Really? Come on, you damn thing. Where is that damn chart? Oh my goodness. Sorry for the dead air. There was a really good chart which showed. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, I found it. Thank you. So let's see. Let me blow this up so you can see this. Sorry, that's horrible. Okay, so American Airlines, 134,000 to that was the biggest corporate donor was American Airlines to Republicans. Google donated some $2 million. Microsoft, close to $1 million, if not over $1 million. God, I wish there was a better. I found the chart, but it's a shitty version of the chart. But so you can see the huge donors, funds from large donors. Well, this is a good one. Funds received from small and large donors. So for Kamala Harris, they raised $287 million from large donors, from large corporate donors. More than the Trump campaign raised completely. And this is probably back. Yeah, this was October 26th. So, we have to be able to break the stranglehold that these people have. And you're right. Yeah, it also hurts our mental health crisis. We have a mental health crisis in this country, and you don't think these chemicals do the same thing? You don't think these chemicals that we put in our foods don't have don't have an impact on our mental health as well as our physical health? They just have to. So we've got, so now we've got all of the assessments coming in. Like, how did we go wrong? How did Trump actually get elected? And nobody seems to have an idea. That's like real. So this guy is a panelist on the Morning Joe show. And let's take a look at his idea.
Particularly the media ecosystem it's not a good one, it's a negative one. It's a radicalization funnel. But what they have done in their online media ecosystem is build a radicalization engine, literally the way militant groups do around the world, that takes people from relatively low-level annoyances with the world. Why are eggs so expensive? Why is my...
So this person thinks that Republicans, the right, have created a giant media ecosystem to radicalize people.
A kid learning this new thing.
Like,
in American history in school that I didn't learn, and then moves them through YouTube videos, through podcasts, moves them from that annoyance all the way slowly to a full-blown fascist politics. It's an elaborate multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, and there is nothing like it on the pro-democracy side.
These are the same people that tell you that misinformation and disinformation is the number one thing that we have to look out for the world to be safe. And this guy thinks Joe Rogan is a fascist. He thinks Joe Rogan is into fascism. Joe Rogan is...
We don't have an...
He's a Democrat. He was a Democrat for years.
When a man is just lost and lonely and not yet radicalized, we don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan. And
I love how I said the pro-democracy side too. Did you catch that?
Infrastructure. And there is nothing like it on the pro-democracy side.
So according to him, if unless you are a Democrat, you are not pro-democracy.
We don't have when a man is just lost and lonely and not.
I hope that continues. I hope it continues because nobody has a clue what the hell is going on. It blows my mind that okay, so this let me see if I got this one. I think I put it in my messages. Nope, it's bookmarks. Yesterday at the Washington, D.C. Memorial Day celebration, you tell me. Now this got music in it, so I'm just going to mute it. But okay, so here we have Kamala entering. Blowing up the wrong one. Okay, so we have her husband and then Kamala Harris right here. And then we have Jill Biden right here sitting in the seats. So let's see how this entrance goes. Kamala comes in. She says, "Oh, hello behind me. I'm going to shake your hand. I will shake your hand. And then I'm going to sit down. And I'm not going to look at you. You're not going to look at me. You tell me." And the palace intrigue of the election, I hope we eventually get to hear what happened, because there's so much that happened in this election. When these folks, it's not a bumbling thing. It's not a it's not a bumbling these people are professionals. They know what is, they should know what is going on. And so when you had the president go out twice, he did this twice. He went out while Kamala Harris was giving her big pitches and stole her thunder for ridiculous reasons, and then said silly things. Like the first time when she had the news was on her rally in Michigan, and Biden went to the briefing room and they immediately cut to him, because he doesn't do that. He doesn't go to the briefing room and take questions. He doesn't do that ever. And I don't remember what. Let me see what. Yeah, and of course I try to search for it, but it doesn't come up. But yeah, when she had the news, he came out, went to the went to the briefing room, and all the news cut over to him. And then when she's making her final pitch in Washington, D.C., he goes out and says that all the Trump supporters are garbage. Now, he tried to clarify his comments. It was during a Zoom call. It was probably not what I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that is what he was trying to say. Honestly, I don't, because he heard what he said and then switched it and clarified it immediately. You can tell he was trying to talk about a singular person, but that is not what came out. And in marketing, in politics, what comes out is what you're stuck with, whether you meant it or not. And you could go back and try to clarify it. How you phrase things is what comes out. And Donald Trump does this all the time, where he says something and he doesn't say it exactly like he means it. And he gets caught doing that. And especially back in, between 2016 and the end of his term, and during the last, the 2020 campaign. And the media is going to find every way they can to spin it. And if he's not 100% clear on what he's, the Cheney rifle thing was an exact, the find people on both sides argument. That's the main one. That's the biggest one there. But the rifle comment about Cheney, all that, they're going to spin it any way that they possibly can. And it's going to be nuts. So I hope that we can get some of this, and I hope that the people that earned him a lot of votes, like Robert Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, some of those people get to be a part of this and get to help out. And I wish people could see that, that we have such an issue, and just staying with status quo is not going to help things. We're not going to have, it's just not going to help things. So here's another view. All right, get off my rant here. This is another view during the
distinguished guests, Major General Trevor J. Brand.
There is some animosity there, boy. That is some not happy peoples. I don't know if this is paint. All right, here's another crazy person. All right, another crazy person, because, crazy people are funny.
Just know it's Elon. I know it's Elon Musk. I know that barrel-chested bitch.
Right, here we go.
To do with he's behind it. I swear to God. Listen, I don't have logic. I don't have evidence. I don't have facts. I'm a very logical, evidence, fact-based person. I have a gut feeling. She's never wrong. She is never wrong. And I just know we don't need the votes. Okay. We have so many votes. Okay. I really feel like, listen, Elon's not the smartest cookie in the cookie jar. Duh. But
Elon's,
he's got power, he's got influence, and I really don't
feel like people truly understand how much influence he has, and his role in this election, I don't feel like is being looked into as much as it should be. The math isn't mathing. The math isn't. Listen, if really that many people voted, it wouldn't be surprising. The education system in this country is fucked, so I'm really not surprised. But
It's the stupid. Everybody's too stupid. Everybody's too stupid to vote like I wanted them to. So it's got to be. Oh my God. So why are they saying Elon and why are they saying Starlink? Starlink. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. This is a perfect example. You can always find one. You can always find one. And I'll show you why they think it's Starlink here in a
Allegedly, they use Starlink to tally the votes. And now you can't convince me.
Starlink is not any kind of. Starlink is a communication system. Starlink is the internet. Starlink is a. Yeah.
That Elon Musk is not the dumbest person in the fucking world. Like, that sounds like a booby trap. You've never been a criminal before, have you? You never fucking stole an eyeliner at Walmart, have you?
No, I've never stolen an eyeliner from Walmart.
So you mean to tell me you besties with a motherfucker who tried to steal an election before? They got an active case open for trying to steal an election before. And the people gonna come to you and say, we want to use your Starlink to tally your votes. And you gonna do it like a dummy. You gonna do it like a dummy. That sound like the people called your phone for some shit knowing you the motherfucker with the shit. And you done went and served the undercover. Oh, Lord have mercy. These people fucking stupid. Like, no way you're that much of a narcissist that you think you can play the United States government. Are you?
Whew. That's probably the best one. All right, so this person says this woman just made a convincing I'm not going to watch that. Never mind. That's 9 minutes. I'm not even interested. I'll go back and watch that later because it's so silly, I'm sure. But yeah, we got a few more here. Let's see.
You guys need to check out this video that perfectly lays out how the richest man in the world bought the largest social media platform, then manipulated the algorithm to influence the results of perhaps the most consequential election of the 21st century.
He let people just discuss things.
Now, I talk about Elon Musk and the war on disinformation all the time on this show, but I've never seen a video lay it out so perfectly,
war on
so
disinformation,
concisely, showing step by step how we got here and how Elon Musk became Donald Trump's pawn. If you guys...
Okay.
Michelle Baldwin.
Everyone knows that Trump and Elon Musk have ties, but did you know that Elon Musk's Starlink was actually connected to the voting machines in the 2024 election?
We have war on misinformation. Misinformation is horrible. Starlink was connected to voting machines.
Now, should we be concerned when political figures have a strong tie with a business that deals with the infrastructure of our voting system? Everyone knows that Trump and Elon Musk have ties, but did you know that Elon...
So, yeah, we can just go and say stuff. All right, let's see what is this one?
Access to connectivity was improved this year thanks to Starlink satellite internet. She adds... Michelle Baldwin says access to connectivity was improved this year thanks to Starlink satellite internet.
So yeah, Starlink stole the election. So why are we hearing all this stuff about Starlink? Well, because of this comment from Joe Rogan. He was interviewing, I think this is Theo Vaughn, or maybe not. Who was? Not sure. Not sure who he was interviewing. Oh, hang on. Shit. Okay, so let's take a peek. This is Joe Rogan on his show.
Knew what was going to happen. So you're watching the first results.
So he's saying that
it was interesting because the beginning of the night, no one knew what was going to happen. So you're watching the first results roll in, and there's like this weird thing. And then
need another water. I'll be right
ahead,
back.
But you don't want to like get too hopeful. Like how far ahead is he? He's ahead by 100 points. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, and you're like, what is it? And some channels are like, and then every channel's kind of different.
Yeah. They had different numbers. I was getting a different number off my Apple News update than I was getting off of CNN. And then I was texting people like Tulsi and JD Vance. I was getting a different Apparently, Elon created an app and he knew who won 4 hours before the results. So as the results were coming in, 4 hours before they called it, Dana White told me Elon was like, I'm leaving. It's over. Donald won. He just fucking somehow or another.
I'm gonna go back into my pod and evaporate.
I don't know what he's getting, where he's pulling his data from, but he had like the most accurate data in terms of the rural states hadn't put their results in yet, but yet Trump was ahead in these states. Kamala's never going to win those states, so tabulated that and like put it all together. I don't know how he did it. But
yeah,
Dana. I haven't even talked to Elon about this. I don't know like the Dana translation, but Dana said he had an app, and he was like showing him. He's like, it's over. And he fucking left. Dude just left.
It's over. John Jones won. Just saying that.
He just fucking left.
Dude.
So this is the origin of Elon stole the election. So what did so I saw a post from Elon, which I don't think is getting enough attention. So did Elon create an app? Because that's the thing now, is Elon has an app. Not only does he have Starlink connected to the voting totals, he knew 4 hours beforehand. So let me take a look and see if I could find that from Elon. Let's see. Now I'm gonna have to go to his thing. And he posts a lot, so God only knows if I can find this or not. But basically what he said was, it was not he didn't come out and say I didn't have an app. He basically said, oh yeah, he's shit. All right, I need to let me see if I can find where's I can never find it, the advanced search. So basically what he said is he looked at he was using Grok, which is X's AI and the other data that he had coming in. So he was parsing data from a lot of different places, but he basically said that, so this is so if we use Grok, which is, like I said, the AI portion of X. So what does Grok say about, does Elon have an app? Did Elon have an app on election night? There have been discussions and claims circulating on platforms like X and in various reports suggesting Elon Musk had an app that allowed him to know the election results several hours before they're officially announced. Specifically, Joe Rogan mentioned on his podcast that Musk had developed a bespoke app which could give him precise vote numbers in advance. However, these claims do not come with solid evidence or official confirmation from Musk or his companies. Information primarily stems from social media posts, which would be approached with skepticism. Theoretically, with significant data collection capabilities and predictive analytics, someone could attempt to forecast election results. So basically, they don't even have this, but in one of his posts, Elon said that that he used Grok and other data portions all right, let's see. I think this will do it. Let's see. Okay, latest. Okay. Okay. Grok and analyze. All right, let's see if that did it. Oh! One more try. Sorry, I'm reading. And yeah, bummer. Can't find it. So basically, he kind of shot down the thought that he had an app, that he developed an app which showed the results of the election 4 hours beforehand. He did not do that. He was actually just looking, he was using his AI tool, Grok, and he was using data that was coming in from all of these places. And I'm pretty sure that man could probably parse some data really, really fast and get some results that, he's like, okay, it's over with. I'm done. I'm going home. So there is So there's a lot of intrigue. There's a lot of how did this go wrong? How do we do this? Here's Van Jones is all over the damn place. I'm sorry. But again, we were talking about our constitutional rights and how folks want to what they want.
I think in a normal country, we would say, hold on a second, maybe we need to have a different set of regulations for social media platforms now they're this big.
It would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is D.C. and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
And then moves them through YouTube videos, through podcasts, moves them from that annoyance all the way slowly to a full-blown fascist politic. We don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson to move that man in a feminist direction.
Go fuck yourself. Clear?
I think in a normal.
So yeah, if you aren't going to have social media be everything that we need, then it needs to go away. All right, one more crazy, and then I want to do something else. I want to actually look at, there was a really good article that came out about the election, but first off, I don't even know what to say about this one. So, and I kind of feel bad for this one, but okay.
To make this video, can you guys please share this shit around so that he at least has a chance to see it? Because I may never get a chance to tell him this. I may never get a chance to tell him how much I love him. But if y'all can share this video so that Marshall can see it.
Marshall Mathers, Eminem. She is afraid that because of the presidential election, she will never be able to meet Eminem and tell him that she loves him.
I love you, Marshall. I always have. Since I was 8 years old.
Uh-oh. All right, hang on a second. Cat just walked in. And of course, the dogs are all happy to see her with the broom and everything. The broom is like tool number one of destruction, actually. If they see the broom get out, they are running. So yeah, hello. How's it going? All right.
All I've ever wanted was to be your loyal wife, your loyal girlfriend, and your loyal friend. And that's not gonna happen now.
I mean,
because of who just became president.
How? Hey, hon. Cat. Oh, she might have left.
I absolutely love you, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for you.
I mean, this person is really.
But I love you. And
this person, I mean, God, we got to help these people because they're broken. And it's it is the people in the media that have broken these people. It is. It's 100% people in the media that have broken them. And it looks like, hopefully soon, I did see this today. Now, I don't know how accurate it is, but just in, CNN will be firing hundreds of employees, including some of their top stars, according to Puck News. News comes to CNN. Chris Wallace says he's not returning after his contract expires. In the next few months, I'm told CNN will implement another round of layoffs that will impact hundreds of employees across the organization. Reporter Dylan Byers wrote, some of the on-air talent are also likely to be affected. It's unclear at the moment who will be axed, but stars like Anderson Cooper make $20 million a year, while Caitlin Collins makes $3 million a year. So we could see a shakeup coming for CNN, and I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I don't care. Hey, oh, look at that! Really? This is a bottle of wine that was just purchased by my wife. Oh, there we go. Sheep Thrills. Red blend from Italy. So I have a question for you. How will Trump being elected president stop this person from meeting Eminem and professing her love to him? Careful, Lucas. This person on my screen right here. Yes. Because of the presidential election, she's never going to be able to meet Eminem. Really? Yes, really. Yeah, I know. All right, let's look at this. Where'd it go? I had it up. All right, hang on. Okay. Move it over here in the middle so I can read it. Share this tab instead. So let's take a look at this article. This is from Jasmine Wright. Who is Jasmine Wright? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see who Jasmine Wright is. Jasmine Wright was most recently a reporter at CNN, where she covered the White House, worked as an embed in the 2020 campaign. So she is a insider into the whole thing. Let's see if we can get a little more. I think she was pretty tied into this whole campaign. So, okay, so she works at Notice now. No, not Us, Notice. I'm not sure what the hell that is, but she has some definite insights on what went wrong inside the Harris campaign. And then she's also got a couple of hits here, a couple of TV hits we'll take a look at. But let's take a look at this article, because it's actually a really good article. So we'll take a look at some of the highlights. So in early October, Kamala Harris was supposed to film fundraising videos for her campaign, which in a month's time would be defunct and in debt. Going over the script ahead of time, Harris read, "We missed our fundraising deadline." Then she stopped and told aides, "We can't lie to people by saying we missed their fundraising goals," according to 4 people with knowledge of the conversation. One junior level aide later had to tell campaign chief of staff Sheila Nix the truth. The campaign had missed its fundraising goals. There had been rumblings about the financial situation since September, said one Democrat. Another said the campaign had missed its fundraising goal in September, and the money slowed in August. after money slowed in August and the boon from the convention wasn't as high as the campaign expected. So they didn't get everything slowed down in August. They didn't get this actually as much as they thought they were going to get from the campaign. Now, the second Democrat said Harris has begun to ask questions where the money went. Some blame the major hole on television reservations, consultant contracts that were agreed to while Biden was still on the ticket, and in charge of this behemoth organization that the Harris campaign then fulfilled. Like $1 billion. They spent $1.2 billion on this campaign. Others blamed the fear within the campaign that Miss Deadline would go public. So it begins, this right here, this is a big part of this article. So it began spending more on fundraising appeals, but it had a negative return on investment. So they ramped up their spending on the appeals for donations, but they didn't actually get more donations. Others said it was a byproduct of the disorganization of a campaign that was unable to register voters' anger, find a persuasive message to answer it, or effectively harness the momentum Harris generated until the very end. It's amazed that we even got close. The campaign has been broken since the beginning. Nearly all of the more than a dozen campaign aides, Democratic operatives, strategists, White House officials noticed spoke with the story rested the brunt of the blame on a political climate that punished the Biden administration and all those attached to it. Few, if any, Democrats or campaigns could have overcome that fundamental issue. They also blamed Biden for staying in the race so long after he initially billed himself as a transitional candidate. He did do that. He did say, okay, elect me, and then we're going to find some young talent to come in and take over. And then he said, nah, I'm going to run for re-election. But you also had, there were signs for the last multiple years, and even back in 2020 when he was running, that he was not the same Joe Biden that he was in the past. He was having cognitive issues. There were signs, but anybody who brought that up was told that they're wrong, they're immoral, that they're just, you can't say that. And then, of course, when they kicked him out, as soon as that happened, then the media said, well, why weren't we told? Why were we told that this happened? Oh my gosh, the shock on the media. But anyway, they blamed him for building a campaign with inexperienced aides who many spoke to notice, believe weren't equipped for the Herculean task of getting an unpopular incumbent reelected. We dug out of a deep hole, but not enough. David Plouffe. Plouffe was a big Obama guy. One of the things I heard the other day was he wanted to run a 2012 campaign in 2024, which just didn't work. But many also directed the blame at campaign leaders like Jen O'Malley Dillon, Harris campaign chair, and her deputy, Rob Flattery. It was so insular and micromanaged. I think that was a big problem too. They say it required O'Malley Dillon to make all the decisions. So there was a leadership resistant to advice or change from Harris aides. So Jen O'Malley Dillon was the original campaign manager for Biden, and she was in this article goes on and says that she talked her way into staying as it. And that was probably, I don't know. If you believe the campaigns matter, if you look at Tammy Baldwin, Jackie Rosen, Ruben Gallego, even Bob Casey, in many ways, if you believe that campaign matter, and that's why the results are a little different, then you have to say she lost because of her campaign and an operative close to the campaign. The other way to do it is maybe campaigns don't matter at all, then why are we even campaigning at all on anything? Yep. Okay. Multiple sources who spoke with notice lamented how difficult it was to hire staff at the inception of Biden's reelection campaign. Few wanted to work for Biden. Even fewer wanted to move to Wilmington, where the campaign was headquarters. One campaign aide said a few of those who were hired for senior roles were in reality years too junior for their responsibilities. Even when Biden was still in the tickets, aides who had run national campaigns noticed the infrastructure was severely lacking. And when the candidate switch occurred, seasoned people who wanted to come on found it difficult to navigate the existing infrastructure. So, yeah, they believed that it was unlikely Harris understood the teetering giant she inherited. I believe that, yeah. And even if she did, it would have been too costly time-wise to rebuild in 100 days. The Biden campaign was also not ready for the energy and support that rushed in from Democrats when Harris first took over. Yeah, no, exactly. Stop spending the celebrities so much money, because you've got to do other things that count in a race. People don't care about celebrity endorsements. They believed it was unlikely Harris understood, and it would be too costly time-wise to rebuild in 100 days. Yeah, you couldn't rebuild that campaign in 100 days. There's no way you could have done that. There's no way that you could have turned that around in the time that they had. Biden campaign was also not ready for the energy and support that rushed in from Democrats when Harris first took over. One operative outside the campaign told Notice that during the first hours after Harris got in the race, thousands of donors who contributed to Act Blue were prompted to tip the service after they donated. When asked by Harris aides if a volunteer registration form could replace it to capture the newly interested Democrats, campaign didn't have such a form available. So that first hours after she declared, and thousands of people donated, if they could have asked them to give them their information, more information than you're required to when you make a political donation, they could have captured a lot more of these people to have them volunteer for the campaign. Yeah, right. Nope. Do you see the excitement in the room? And a lot of that was just, she was not a popular vice president. She was the least popular presidential candidate in 2020. So again, the media went nuts. The media went, "Oh, this is the greatest day ever." It's like, there were things that could not be operationalized because the infrastructure was so limited. It was impossible to scale up at the pace required to keep with the surge of enthusiastic Democrats wanting to volunteer. So in the end, they did finally get their thing. In the end, more than 1.3 million donors who signed up to donate to Harris unsubscribed from the messaging program run by Flattery by Election Day. First outside operative said half of those people who lived in battleground states were therefore cut off not just from donating, but getting information. So, wow. So 1.3 million actually unsubscribed from what they set up. I wonder if they were just flooding them with information and flooding them with text. Because of his ability to get a massive amount of people to donate multiple times, the campaign continued to revise its fundraising goals. Two operatives told Notice at one point the campaign even temporarily cut its mail program, meaning black men in Georgia were receiving more than 10 pieces of mail from Trump's team per the operative close to Harris campaign. Yeah, no, she wasn't even close. She was the first one out in 2020. When Biden dropped out and endorsed the vice president, multiple people told Notice that he asked Harris to take care of his people. Mally Dillon requested a meeting with Harris, asked her to remain on his campaign chair, and that was granted. Kamala did not want to shake things up. She thought that what she could do is install certain people in the leadership roles to make sure that she got the campaign that she wanted. Others say that because of the structure of the complicated campaign, there was no way to turn O'Malley Dillon out. Her critics cite her leadership and the implosion of Beto O'Rourke's 2020 Democrat campaign, which raised $6.1 million on its first day, but ended months later due to major financial strain as a precursor to this campaign. O'Malley Dillon's critics said she was insular, wanted to own all of the decision making, creating a bottleneck. Yes, you have to delegate. You have to delegate responsibility. You cannot micromanage something this large. You cannot micromanage $1 billion operation. In her role, she had centralized a major part of the Democratic Party's power. She was effectively the head of the White House political arm, was in control of decision-making at the DNC, despite Jamie Harrison serving as its official leader. When it was clear Harris's brother-in-law, Tony West, would be a dominating force in the campaign, O'Malley Dillon was initially welcoming. But was initially welcoming to people understanding dynamics, but then she tried to box him out by picking his chief of staff for him and pushing him west to travel as a surrogate. So she's like, get out on the trail, go campaign. We got this. We don't need your input. Flaherty, I'm just going to call him Flaherty, who was a major O'Malley Dillon ally, disparaged Harris and her team. 3 people familiar with this behavior said, although no one wanted to specify what he said. Oh, great. So your assistant campaign manager doesn't like your... Oh, God. Another campaign head said the digital team lacked direction. Defending Flaherty, one campaign official said he came into the campaign on good terms with Harris aides, and another said digital team lacking direction was a mischaracterization. So, I mean, yeah, okay. The morning after the election, the department has met with their teams to prepare for the reality that they had lost. To open the meeting, Flaherty said there were some strong headwinds against us, and it would have been even worse if it wasn't for us. Some perceive the mark as callous and detached from the gravity of the loss. Well, I mean, what are you supposed to say? I mean, people could tell this wasn't a surprise outcome. It was a surprise to some people, but it was not. If you looked at the anecdotal evidence that was overwhelming, this should not have been a surprise. It really shouldn't have. The culture of the campaign was also a problem. After melding the Biden's loyalists with Harris' longtime aides and new hire, the group wanted to move on from July's drama. But campaign aides and outsiders complained and noticed for months that there was a lack of defined leadership structure. Black aides felt routinely mistreated and demoralized. Multiple people told Notice. Some had even wanted to make formal complaints and refrained for fear of retaliation. So this is the DNC head presidential campaign that is discriminating and demoralizing and of black aides to the campaign. They're demoralizing and mistreating them. And oh my God. Senior allies to Harris pushed the campaign and the DNC to have a Palestinian speaker on stage at the August convention, but that was denied. One person said it was at the behest of the national security team. I mean, yeah, that's a whole rough. Second campaign staffer said aides had gallows humor and some had a 9-to-5 work mentality. Yeah, if you're working on a campaign, a presidential campaign, that's not a 9-to-5 job. No. Harris hired an onslaught of high-profile operatives from President Barack Obama's successful 2008 and 2012 campaigns, hoping they could harness the late summer excitement and turn it into a winning outcome. So you had Plouffe and other those, but then many saw the additions of Plouffe and others as just backup for O'Malley Dillon, as they had all come from Obama world. So yeah, so O'Malley Dillon was an Obama person too, I believe. There was no one who had a different viewpoint. Anybody who had a different viewpoint was always sidelined. So yeah, you can't Don't tell us how to do this. We've done it before. Democrats have criticized Plouffe's focus on white people in the suburbs, and moderates calling the strategies like a small, intimate town halls with former Rep. Liz Cheney a failure, since Harris did not make significant gains with Republicans or people in the suburbs. David Plouffe wanted to run a 2008 campaign in 2024. He wanted to win the middle. He wanted to win white moderates. He wanted to have people vote for Kamala, despite what their tendencies would be. He wanted to treat Kamala Harris as Barack Obama, and she's not Barack Obama. Yes. No, she's not. Nope. Not even close. Harris' campaign win election night, confident it had outworked its opponent. It had massive numbers to point to. 90,000 volunteers over the weekend, knocking on $3 million doors. But four sources who Notice spoke with said getting the volunteer program to that capacity was difficult. Trump's campaign outsourced much of his door-knocking operation, which drew its own headlines. Still, that campaign was successful. Yes, it was. And if just a sideline, watch Megyn Kelly's show tonight, because she had a guest on that was actually the one of the people that they did outsource their door knocking to, and she was incredible. That was a very good interview. I want to see her name. Does it tell me in the things? Okay, so Ashley Hayek, executive director of the America First Works. And she was like a big part of the ground game for the Trump campaign. So, all right, back to this. Sources who spoke with Notice said volunteers did not have proper talking points or literature until late into the campaign. More than 1.5 million yard signs weren't printed until late October. Oh my goodness. There weren't basic reporting structures for organizers and volunteers in states until the end. It was not until around 5 weeks before the election that any of the states hit their voter contact goals. One person familiar with operations told Notice some volunteers had to organize themselves. The scripts were asinine, with some having to be approved by O'Malley Dillon and ask a voter, "Do you know there's a presidential election this year?" Oh my Lord. Oh my good Lord. An all-staff call on Thursday infuriated dejected staffers. O'Malley Dillon praised the data team, described the outcome as close, when Harris in reality lost every battleground state. She said that she too needed to find a new job, to the dismay of the already disgruntled employees. And she defended their strategy with the fact that because Harris lost more in left-leaning states like New York and New Jersey than in battleground states, it shows their effort worked in places where they were focused. So, oh my God. I guess they deserved each other. That's what I'm getting out of this. Kamala Harris deserved O'Malley Dillon. On the staff call the Friday before the election, it was attended by senior leadership. Campaign leaders projected confidence that they would win based on early voting models. When you looked at the results on Tuesday, you quickly found out that they were completely wrong. But once again, the analytics failed, and somehow we still don't learn from it. So this was a big part of it. This was a big part of the just why this election went so wrong for Kamala Harris and the Democrats. So this is
ground game. This is very interesting. Like, what happened? What happened to the vaunted ground game? My team pulled this great soundbite of Wajahat Ali, leftist commentator on CNN and other channels. This is the same guy, the audience knows the clip by now, who's in the Don Lemon clip with Rick Wilson, like, the Republicans, making fun of the way they talk, like as if the Republicans would be sitting there going, those Democrats with their maps and like their books. That was them. So for the audience, that's who you're about to hear, a guy who looks at the right half of the country that way. And here he was. What show was he on, Steve? Was it Piers Morgan? Yeah, he was on Piers. Watch. This is before on election day.
The rage of women is going to be felt tomorrow, Piers. I've been saying it on your show for a year. I believe, I'm going to say it in front of the camera. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to come back on your show. You give me crow, make sure it's halal, put some salsa in it, and I'll eat it. There you go.
Be getting full.
Kamala Harris
crow.
is going to win. The X factor is going to be women, independents, Republicans voting against Trump, and people of color.
So yeah, if you get a chance, go watch this interview because this is very, very good information about the Trump Republican side of the ground game and what they were seeing on the ground, what they did, what they were seeing that the Harris campaign was doing. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff in there. I'm telling you what. There really was. So, yeah, nobody is. It just seems that nobody really knows what to do. They don't know what to do with this. They're so. I mean, this was. It's just. I mean, they really did not run a good campaign. They just didn't. And yeah, this guy, this was the one she was talking about when they were talking about that Ali guy making fun of Republicans. This little goofball right here. This is a guy named Rick Wilson. He's one of the founders of the Lincoln Project, who is now just
for tomorrow,
a
everybody.
goofball.
Number one, Trump's going to lose.
He was a former Republican that now is just, I mean, completely anti-Trump.
He's going to lose
everything.
badly. He's going to be wrecked. I don't know what the electoral college count's going to be at the end of this, but it's going to get loud and it's going to get hard for him. Their panic is extraordinary. Their events in Georgia and North Carolina are basically about as well attended as a Pokemon card trading convention in Ass Crack, Alabama. This is a campaign in freefall. It's really, really fucked up. And I have, from a reliable source inside the Trump campaign, that Chris LaCivita was thrown off the Trump travel plane by Corey Lewandowski yesterday. He's denying it to reporters, but it's true. And we've got you got a campaign ending in chaos, and you got another campaign that was able to deploy 90,000 volunteers to knock on 3 million doors. Guys, the better campaign is going to win this one. Listen.
Well, you know what? He is correct at the end.
The better campaign is going to win this one. Listen.
He got that right. Rick, at least you got one thing right. You got the very end of your statement correct. The better campaign won. Oh, and I hit the wrong button. Hey. I mean, where are we going? I don't know. But, okay, so yeah, you this guy. I mean, Patty, you sent this to me like, yeah, I know exactly. I want him to see him eat crow. This was a school teacher. High school, I believe it was a high school. Is that the right one? Yep. A high school teacher in California freaking out about the election.
Does that make sense, everybody?
This is in a high school.
Enough. Can you end up in a concentration camp in your lifetime? Yes. Can you end up with no human rights? Yes. Will it happen to you? Most likely not. Which is a good thing. But has Donald Trump quoted Hitler? Yes. Does he embody some of Hitler's ideas? Yes.
What in the world? This is a school teacher telling these kids.
He won because white women didn't show up and vote for Kamala Harris. He won because black men and brown men didn't show up and vote for Kamala Harris.
And he's going to be a racist.
Let me tell you, I know a lot of Latino men on this campus, adults and students, that love Donald Trump. And he's called their mothers rapists. He's called their fathers rapists. He's called them criminals. He called them the poison in the blood of our country. I know a lot of Latino men that wish they were white, and they'll never admit it to you. A lot of
these people can just go on these freaking rants like this and be super racist and
God, they want to be white so bad. They never will be. Hate that shit. I hate Latino men that oppress the women in their family, their own daughters, and they turn around and vote for men that want to oppress them.
I think he's at least got suspended. I'm going to see here. I don't know if we have any updates on that goofball. Okay, he was put on administrative leave, so that's good. But telling kids that you can be put in a concentration camp. What in the Sam hell? Moreno Valley Unified School District has not publicly identified the teacher, but did confirm the classroom incident occurred in a comment to Fox News Digital. So, oh my goodness. It's just insane. I don't. There was an 81-year-old woman who attacked. Let's see. We got to see this. All right. Let's see if I can find it. I think she was 81. Yeah. 82-year-old. 82-year-old woman.
I approached her and I said, I'm trying to understand why you're supporting Trump. Okay. And then I said, you're brown skinned. What do you think?
You're brown skinned. What do you think you're doing?
What's going to happen to you?
Why would you say something like that?
Because she is brown skinned. And that's what the racists are.
Okay, I'm not talking politics with you. I want to know, did you put your hand on somebody?
I put my hand up on her chin like that. Just like I did.
You can't do that.
I realize that.
Okay, stay.
Even if somebody...
Do you know her? Are you... Okay, are you by yourself?
I'm by myself.
You're like, even do it the way like you're not taking that in. I am taking it in, but that doesn't give somebody an excuse to put their hands on somebody else. No, but I was behind them and watched her get over her and get in her face. And it provoked
Yeah, you can. It's so yeah. Back to the school thing. You can hear him say a little bit like yeah, like very quietly, like they're having to agree with it basically, or they know if they don't agree with it, they'll be in trouble.
If somebody comes up nose to nose with you and starts screaming at you, what do you do? Basically, my response was to push her away.
talking to me back here, so you didn't see when she stepped up and ma'am, I told you like 5 times what I saw.
Please stop, okay? Just hang tight here. We're going to talk to the other person. She punched her.
We kind of think it was a setup. The lady came up to us crying and told us about her abortion story.
The old lady?
No, the young
girl
one,
with
red
the
hair.
Okay.
She came up from the backside and started accusing her of being a person of color and should not be supporting Trump. And I mean, she stepped in the face. She came to get me, and she actually stepped up on the podium and grabbed me. I turned around to acknowledge her, and that lady was right up on us.
So she got up in your guys' face?
Yes. Exactly.
So she initiated.
Yes, she did.
I saw it happen too. I was across.
Better. Did she like get up in your Trump TV?
This one too. This was the main lady that she went after.
I saw it happen too. I was across the street.
Okay, I'll talk to you in a second.
Hi. So she came up to me and she read my shirt and she said, you know that God doesn't like guns. And I said, well, you know, I'm not voting for Trump to be my pastor. And then she says, and you should know better.
Did she like get up in your face?
Oh yeah.
Like how
Yeah.
close
Okay,
was
so she was right there.
Okay.
And then she said, you should know better. I said, why? Because I'm my skin color? I said, you're a racist. And then she came up and she pushed me.
Okay.
And then she hit me in my freaking chin.
Like close fist, open
Like
fist.
close fist. I mean, she obviously didn't hurt me, but it's like, you know what? You have the freedom of speech. You can say.
I think that they should be commended for holding back and not pummeling an 82-year-old, because I think they realized that, you know, they could probably knock crap out of her. But I mean, oh my God, that we're so entitled. They're so. I mean, but it makes sense because, especially for older folks like this, that they're told that this is Hitler. They're told that this is somebody. They're told that this is the end of democracy. They're told that there's no chance if this person is voted into office, then we have no chance whatsoever to ever vote again. And so I mean, this is the reaction you get to people who have, you know, who are susceptible to that. Oh, Jennifer Rubin has decided that she's leaving X. Oh, Jennifer Rubin, the conservative Washington Post reporter, is leaving X. Oh. All right, so Trump's made a couple of picks. Transitioning now because this just popped up. And his latest pick is actually very, very interesting. And this is his pick for Defense Secretary, Peter Hegseth. I mean, this pick, I mean, okay, so Rubio for Secretary of State. That's okay, I can see that. And then Holman for the border czar. That guy's that guy's a whole nother level. Susie Wills, I don't really know her. She's been in politics for a long time, but interesting fact about her, she is the daughter of Pat Summerall. Pat Summerall, if you don't know, was a longtime NFL play-by-play broadcaster who was the sidekick of John Madden for many, many, many years. He also played in the NFL before his days as a broadcaster. He was a defensive back, I believe. And then that is his daughter. And he was a very, very good sportscaster. I mean, he was a sportscaster for a long time. What was the years? He was Summerall announced 16 Super Bowls on network television, more than anyone else, 26 Masters tournaments, 21 US Opens, and contributed to 10 Super Bowls on CBS radio. He spent 10 years as a professional football player in the National Football League. Primary as a place kicker. I thought he was a defensive back, but I guess he was a kicker. And then he went on to become a broadcaster in the early 60s. So between the 60s and then I think he retired in the 2000s. But 2007, maybe he retired. Oh, nope, 2010. He was he did the Cotton Bowl. So anyway, yeah. So that's his daughter. I had to get on a Pat Summerall. But so this is Pete Hegseth. He is a very interesting pick for defense secretary. I mean, this is a very out of the box pick. And so I don't know if this is new. The remarks were made on an episode of the Sean Ryan Show released November 7th. So I don't know if he knew yet or not.
Well, first of all, there's a chance to course correct it, but it would take a new Trump administration going after it really hard.
How would they correct it?
Well, first of all, you got to fire, you got to fire the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and you got to fire this. I mean, obviously, you're going to bring in a new Secretary of Defense, but any general that was involved, General Admiral.
Okay, so he doesn't know yet. I don't think he knows yet.
Any of the DEI woke shit has got to go. Either you're in for war fighting, and that's it. And that's the only litmus test we care about. You got to get DEI and CRT out of military academies, so you're not training young officers to be baptized in this type of thinking. And then, whatever the standards, whatever the combat standards were, say, in, I don't know, 1995, let's just make those the standards. And as far as recruiting, to hire the guy that, did Top Gun Maverick and create some real ads that motivate people to want to serve. And
marketing,
there's lots of other ways in which you could identify who gets promoted and what, but there's an ethos change. I mean, there's a reason people don't want to serve, because they don't trust that their senior leaders are going to have their best interest in mind in combat. I know there were mistakes made on our tours all over the place, but I, at least for the most part, had a sense that my senior leaders were committed to the completion of the mission for the right reasons. And maybe there were strategic differences and all that other stuff, and it wasn't always perfect, but that trust is broken, and you have to reestablish that trust by putting in no-nonsense warfighters in those positions who aren't going to cater to the socially correct garbage. There's a chance to course correct.
So that's his pick. So what is the reaction? Here is the Politico story about it. What do you think? What do you think their reaction is? Who the fuck is this guy? Hegseth is undoubtedly the least qualified nominee for Secretary of Defense in American history, one veterans advocate said. I feel like there's going to be a lot of shock around Washington as to who people get picked for this administration. But even grading on that curve, national security officials and defense analysts had braced for surprises from Trump after experiencing his first 4 years in office. But even grading on that curve, they say the announcement of Fox News host and decorated Army veteran Pete Hegseth caught them totally off guard. Yeah, okay. See, these people are, like I said, it's not going to be easy. So, one assessment was more blunt. Who the F is this guy? Said a defense industry lobbyist. So, somebody in the defense industry who is a lobbyist is scared of that. So, good. I hope you're scared. The lobbyists said they hoped for someone who actually had an extensive background in defense. No, you wanted someone that would just keep the status quo going. Oh, he absolutely learned a lot from his first term. Hegseth's selection drew immediate backlash from veterans group leaders who opposed him when he was first floated for Veterans Affairs Secretary during Trump's first term. So, I mean, this is Washington. This is Washington right here. And we are so far afield of where we should be that, I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy where we're at, where we've let this, the corporations are freaked out. So, yeah, so who the F is this guy? Well, I mean, let's see. Let's see who he actually is. Let's look at, Wikipedia sucks. But let's just go ahead and take a look at it anyway. So he's born June 6, 1980. He's an American television presenter, author, Army National Guard officer. So he was actually in active duty. He's been active in conservative Republican politics since his graduation, his days as an undergraduate at Princeton. So he went to Princeton. So let's see. Military career. Following graduation from Princeton in 2003, Hegseth joined Bear Stearns as an equity capital markets analyst. Was also commissioned as an infantry officer in the Minnesota National Guard. So it's obviously a very smart person. 2004, his unit was called to Guantanamo Bay Naval Base, where he served as an infantry platoon leader with the Minnesota Army National Guard. The unit was also under the operational control of 3rd Battalion, 101st Airborne. He was awarded the Army Commendation Medal. Shortly after returning from Cuba, Hegseth volunteered to serve in Baghdad and Samarra, where he held the position of infantry platoon leader. Later in Samarra, as civil military operations officer. During his time in Iraq, he was awarded the Bronze Star Medal, Combat Infantry Badge, and a 2nd Army Commendation Medal. Returned to active duty in 2012 as a captain. He deployed to Afghanistan with the Minnesota Army National Guard and acted as a senior counterinsurgency instructor at the Counterinsurgency Training Center in Kabul. Why is this? So because he doesn't have experience in the world of defense contractors or defense spending, then he's not qualified to be the defense secretary, even though he's obviously a very smart person. So he attended Forest Lake Area High School in Minneapolis, and he received his Bachelor of Arts at Princeton University in 2003. And then in 2013, he received a Master's of Public Policy from the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard. So he's a Harvard and Princeton educated person who is also has been a financial analyst on Wall Street, a captain in the military. He's run and led infantry platoons, but he's not qualified to serve in government. So I mean, I mean, okay, he's young. All right. He's 44 years old. But maybe that's, I don't know. I don't know. Will he be able to get confirmed? That's going to be the next question. Like, we just, yeah, right? I mean, are these the kind of people that we want running our government? I mean, people who are smart and can think outside the box. And I mean, yeah, he's not the same old, just regular person that we normally see in these things, which we don't need any of that. Like, I like the idea that some have floated of moving some of these agencies out of Washington, D.C. Like the richest counties in the United States. Let's see, which are the richest counties in the U.S.? Let's take a look. Where do you think the richest counties of the United States are? There are 3,144 counties and county equivalents in the United States. The source of the data is U.S. Census Bureau, and the data is currently an indicated year. Independent cities are considered county equivalent by Census Bureau. As of 2020, Loudoun County, Virginia, a suburb of Washington, D.C., has a median household income of $147,111, the highest of any county in the nation. Number 1, Loudoun County, Virginia. Number 2, Falls Church, Virginia. Then we have 2, Santa Clara and San Mateo County in California. Okay. Then we have Fairfax County coming in at number 5. I'm pretty sure, let's see, the most populous jurisdiction in the Washington metropolitan area, Falls Church. Falls Church is an independent city in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And Falls Church is part of both the Northern Virginia and the Washington metropolitan area. No, really? Howard County, Maryland. Howard County, Maryland is located on the U.S. state of Maryland. As of 2020, the population was 334,000. And I'm pretty sure that's really close. Arlington County. Where do you think Arlington County is? Arlington County, or simply Arlington, is a county in the United States, Virginia. The county is located in the northern Virginia on the southwestern bank of the Potomac River, directly across from Washington, D.C. So out of the top 7 counties in the United States, as far as who are the richest ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7 are suburbs or near Washington, D.C. It is time to change that. It just is. Get the chemicals out of our food, get the corporations out of our lawmaking. And if this is what it takes, then if this can be a change for good, then I don't, yeah. I hope it is. I really do. I hope we can see some positive stuff because, for too long, it's just, we've let people get away with so much. Yeah, this is just symbolic of the whole thing. The 5 of the 7 richest counties should not be near our, but that's where, every country is, you're going to have that, especially the corrupt ones, unfortunately. All right. Well, I've prattled on for long enough. I am hungry. I'm going to go have some leftover beefaroni. Yeah. Well, there's some sausage in there too, but yeah. All right. I think that was a lot of fun. And I think we'll come back and do it on Thursday. And we'll find some other stuff. I wanted to talk about the filings in the Karen Reed case. I didn't get to that tonight, so I will put that on the agenda for Thursday. And some of the other things that are going on, maybe we'll get past some of this election stuff. I think I said enough on it. But maybe there'll be some more craziness happens. Who knows? We'll keep an eye out for it, though. So, all right. Thank you very much. Have a good night, and we will catch you later.